think they're just off to the side.
Yes. Yes, Sergeant Petterly just arrived. Okay.
Are you able to stand up at all, Keith?
We'll be able to take your weight, Keith.
I told Rourke to take him into custody.
Give you a ton of details, but Patty is deceased.
On August 30th, 2022, a routine argument between two neighbors in Ann Arbor, Michigan, turned deadly. But what happened afterward was even more disturbing. For 2 days, a man remained inside his neighbor's apartment with her body.
Sorry about that.
Those shoes look giant on her.
I think they're just off to the side.
And during those 2 days, he continued answering the door, accepting her food deliveries, and telling people that everything was fine. The truth was anything but fine.
Yes. Yes, Sergeant Petterly just arrived. Okay, to answer your question. HVA is here. Okay. I'm probably going to have dispatch try and get us a middle name and date of birth for Patty.
I've got a date of birth. I think it was in CAD.
Oh, perfect.
The victim was 65-year-old Patricia Patty Falenstern, a mother, artist, animal lover, and longtime member of her community. And the person responsible was someone she knew, her 62-year-old neighbor, Keith Kisinski.
Are you able to stand up at all, Keith?
We'll be able to take your weight, Keith. If you can stand up, get your weight under you, we'll hold your legs, and we're going to get you in the back seat of this car. Let me get this out of your way. All right. Is it going to be...
I can't get over that.
Well, we might not have to go over it.
The confrontation reportedly began over something that, on the surface, seemed relatively ordinary. Meat connected to the Meals on Wheels program. An argument broke out inside Falenstern's apartment. According to Kisinski's later account, he snapped. He grabbed a vacuum cleaner cord and strangled Falenstern.
Well, we got to talk to you about everything going on at your friend's apartment there. Right. So that's why you're here. You're just here so we can talk to you about all that stuff that's going on, all right? How's your health overall?
My health is shot. I've got arthritis, COPD. I've had numerous breaks in my bones. I've had a concussion.
Okay. Anything that if you were at home right now you'd call an ambulance for?
I already have.
At some point, the argument became a murder. But instead of leaving, calling for help, or immediately admitting what he had done, Kisinski stayed. And what happened next would make the case even more disturbing.
And pull the blanket down as far as you can see it. Realized there was a body with a plastic bag. And
So you were the only one who came in here?
Yeah. I told Rourke to take him into custody, and then we basically got him out of here and left it. HVA came and gave us a time of death. What was that?
A Meals on Wheels worker arrived at Falenstern's apartment on the day of the killing. The worker encountered Kisinski at the door.
Well, trust me, when I pulled that back, I was like, wow, I gotta stop watching Criminal Minds. It's the first thing that went through my head.
And like, it's funny because we've had a lot of interactions with people just walking up to our cars, like, anything going on? Only troublemaker that you brought it, something like that. Oh, looks like you got me. So it's been that every interaction. We're sitting there and he goes, take him in custody.
He accepted the food delivery and gave an explanation for why Falenstern wasn't answering.
Hey, we're going to be needing your evidence tech services to process this scene here. Possibly. We're still unsure at this time, but it has the ingredients and the potential. So, Don wanted me to check with you if you'd want someone else to assist you with this, or if you'd be able to process it yourself. I would assume you'd probably want someone else. Okay.
She was sleeping. Nothing seemed immediately wrong. The worker left. But Falenstern wasn't sleeping.
So I can't give you a ton of details, but Patty is deceased. We are going to be conducting an investigation, and I am trying to find out if you guys are aware of any like next of kin, if she had an emergency contact, like a.
What's her last?
And her last name is Falenstern.
Yeah. I think it's her daughter's word, but
Okay.
let me get that.
And then the second inquiry that I have is if you would know, is she the sole leaser of that apartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know she was with that guy all the time.
Yeah, and
I think they drink a lot or whatever.
yeah, they do. Any other time that I've dealt with them, it's usually.
She was dead inside the apartment, and Kisinski was still there. 2 days passed. Then, on September 1st, the same Meals on Wheels worker returned with another delivery.
Can I just initial it?
Yeah, that's fine.
You show me my phone number?
What's that?
My phone number.
No, not yet. We're gonna figure it out.
Once again, Kisinski answered the door. Once again, he accepted the food. And once again, he said Falenstern was sleeping.
Kisinski, K-W-I-E.
Stuart's already coming.
I-N-S-K-I.
Can I repeat that to you? KWIEC-INSKI.
Yep.
He dropped Stuart off at the station.
But this time, something didn't feel right. The worker knew Falenstern normally accepted her meals herself.
You see these brown bags with insure in them? They have his and her names separately. There's orders for him, there's orders for her. Meals on Wheels said they talked to her. I haven't called them, but per the dispatch notes, they saw her Tuesday. And then yesterday and today, Keith was taking the food items and bringing them in, and they had not seen her, so they were concerned about her. So they called for a welfare check. So we got here, knocked. Keith was like, "Who is it?" You know, we said it was the police. He came, opened the door maybe like a foot, enough that we could see him, but I couldn't see in here because of all of this.
Her absence, especially for multiple days, was unusual. So instead of simply leaving, the worker contacted police and requested a welfare check.
Okay, we'll check that out. And then just the particulars from when they got here. So they knocked on the door, told them why they were here. He was telling them that she was at the store, different stuff like this, and then wasn't going to let them come in and tried to kind of close the door. They explained to him more. They just need to check, make sure she's not in here, she's okay. Eventually, he says, okay. They come in, look around, no one in the bedroom, no one in the bathroom, and then there's the body-shaped mound underneath the blanket, completely covered. Father just kind of pulls it down using his foot, and then her head appears. It's, like I said, it's like a black, like 7-Eleven party store type bag. It's wrapped pretty tightly, and then on the side of it, it's like secured with a piece of blue painter's tape. And she's just laying flat on her back, and then she does have this strange, it almost looks like an older healed laceration mark on her neck.
That decision changed everything. Officers arrived at the apartment. Inside, they discovered Falenstern's body.
We came in. Keith was sitting on the floor. He uses a walker. He gave us permission. We came in. I looked in the bathroom, didn't see anything. Went to the bedroom, didn't see anything. Checked the closet.
He's the gentleman we have in custody.
Correct.
He uses a walker.
Yep.
The story Kisinski had been giving people was no longer possible to maintain. Investigators eventually learned what had happened during those missing 2 days. Kisinski admitted that he had strangled Falenstern with the vacuum cleaner cord following their argument. He also admitted to sexually assaulting her body after the murder. The investigation led to his arrest, and he remained held without bond. The case eventually moved through the courts. In February 2024, Kisinski pleaded no contest to second-degree murder and mutilating a dead body. Then, on April 26, 2024, he appeared before Washtenaw County Trial Court Judge Ariane Slay for sentencing. The punishment was 25 years to life in prison for the murder.
All right, all right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll get you over there. We'll
Go ahead
get
and
you
put your
in
hands
there,
out in
take
front
care
of you.
Yeah, yeah.
But sometimes I can't walk. I don't know when my leg's gonna give out.
Okay.
Old injuries come back to haunt you. Then you don't heal so fast when you get old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also received up to 10 years for mutilating a dead body, to be served concurrently with the murder sentence. But the courtroom wasn't only about the defendant. It was also about the woman whose life had been taken.
I just want to look around, make sure she's not in here, take me 10 seconds, and then we'll be out of here, and just have her call Meals on Wheels when she comes back. Oh, well, she's not here. I said, well, just, you know, we went back and forth for a little while. He's like, well, there's trash I got to take care of, and he said, let me take care of the trash. So he closes the door, and I kept the door open with my foot. I still can't see any of this.
Because of this.
Right. He moves around. He comes into the kitchen. He scoots back out with this trash can. He put this trash can here. It has one used Q-tip in it.
Okay.
So I don't know what the purpose of that was. He comes back to the door, and I'm like, hey, you know, we just want to check, and then we'll get out of your hair. I said, is it okay if we come take a walk through? And he said, yeah, sure.
Patty Falenstern had been much more than a victim in a criminal case. She had been an artist.
Yeah, they do. Any other time that I've dealt with them, it's usually Patty, well, both of them, but he'll kind of leave the apartment when she passes out and she thinks that something has happened to him, and he's normally just kind of down here having a smoke on the sidewalk or whatever, but we just want to make sure that we have our paperwork in order and that there's not someone else on the lease.
She studied at Kendall College of Art and Design and spent time in Manhattan pursuing her passion for art. She worked with painting and pottery, and she also had an interest in acting. Her artwork was displayed at Blank Slate Creamery in Ann Arbor, where she worked for several years. She was also a mother, and her daughter, Ileana Falenstern, stood before the court to describe what her family had lost. She spoke about birthdays, Christmases, weddings, and grandchildren her mother would never get to experience. No sentence, she said, could undo what had happened. And that is perhaps the most haunting part of this case. The murder wasn't discovered because Kisinski confessed. It wasn't discovered because someone witnessed the attack. It was discovered because someone noticed that a woman wasn't behaving normally.
Bedroom, didn't see anything, checked the closet.
He's the gentleman we have in custody.
Correct.
He's a walker.
Yep. Both of them do. I have never really seen them walk much.
He sits out here smoking all the time, right?
Yes.
With her or without her?
Usually she's up here drinking. Anytime that I've dealt with her on patrol, she's a pretty heavy drinker. And she'll like pass out and he'll leave. And she wakes up and thinks he's been kidnapped or murdered or whatever. Then she calls 911 because he's missing. And he's just downstairs like having a cigarette or whatever.
Came in with your father.
So Rourke hung out with him at the door. I came in, I saw the blanket which was fully covering her. I just took my foot and pulled the blanket down as far as you can see it, realized there was a body with a plastic bag, and I told
you were the
Rourke,
only one who came in here?
yeah. I told Rourke to take him into custody, and then we basically got him out of here and left it. HVA came and gave us the time of death.
What was the time of death?
A Meals on Wheels worker simply realized that something was wrong. That small decision to make a phone call ultimately brought police to the apartment and exposed what had happened.
Said she was at a couple different locations, tried to not necessarily let you in.
Yeah,
And
so first, like, he
then
opened
what-
the door with no issue, but I kept asking him to come in, and he just was like, well, she's not here, she's not here. Well, where is she? At first, he's like, she's at the store, she probably went to the co-op. And then I asked a couple more times, he's like, well, I don't know where she went. I said, well, you just told me that she went to the store.
I'm going to call her. I don't have her cell phone.
Oh, yeah, I don't have her cell phone. I said, well, do me a favor, let us come in and check, and then when she comes back, you can have her call Meals on Wheels and let them know that she's okay.
Okay.
And that's when he's like, well, I got to clean up the trash, and then he moseyed in here, did whatever he was doing with the trash can, came back, I asked him one more time, he's like, yeah, okay, and came in and here. And then he said to Rourke, he goes, I found the body. I didn't know what to do.
Kisinski is now serving his sentence in a Michigan Department of Corrections facility. He is not expected to be eligible for parole until at least 2049. But for Patty Falenstern's family, the calendar doesn't erase what happened. A simple argument ended a woman's life, and for 2 days the person responsible remained beside her body, answering the door and pretending that nothing had happened, until one concerned worker decided that something wasn't right.